Hello viewers, my name is Damilari. In this lesson, we're looking at the topic circulatory system. And the first word we can hear there is circle, meaning something that is going around. So this is the continuous flow of blood around the body, involving the heart and blood vessel. So meaning what goes round is what we call circulatory, and the mission is to flow blood, to move blood, and what will pump out the blood is the heart, and the passage through which the blood will pass are the vessels. So there are different types of circulatory system. We have the closed and open circulatory system. So which one is the closed circulatory system? So this connects arteries with capillaries and veins where blood is confined. So I take it again. For closed, the key word is confined. That means all the movement of the blood will be within a particular place, so not opened. So it connects arteries with capillaries and veins where blood is confined in them as heart pumps heat. So without direct contact with cells of the body. So without direct contact with cells of the body. It means if the blood, for example, will go around, so it doesn't need to touch the cells of the body. So it means it is confined within a particular passage. Now the heart holds oxygenated blood in the left and deoxygenated blood on the right. So this is found in annelids and vertebrates, talking about earthworm, and then vertebrates, that's for the higher animals. Now open circulatory system. So this one, blood will flow from the vessels, moves out of the hearts. So blood from the vessels, they move out of the hearts into spaces we call hemocoel, so within the body cavity. So this blood have direct contact with the cells. So the cells before returning to the heart, and this is found in arthropods and some mollusks. Arthropods and some mollusks. So they are the ones that undergo open circulatory system. Now we want to look at single and double circulatory system. So what's the meaning of single? So single circulatory system, that's when blood passes through the heart once, just once. So that is one complete circulation. So this is found in fish. So this is found in fish with two chambered hearts, talking about the one auricle, the one ventricle. So from still looking at the single circulatory system, as I said, the blood will pass through the hearts and it will go just once, one complete circulation. So which is in fish, and as I said, you have two chamber hearts, one auricle and one ventricle. So then that leads us to double circulatory system. So for double circulatory system, blood will pass through the heart twice. So blood passes through the heart twice, following different pathway called pulmonary and systemic. So talking about the pulmonary and systemic, these are different circulation. Pulmonary, the one that is going to the lungs; systemic, the one that is going to different parts of the body. So meaning these two circulation, when they take place, we call them double circulatory system. Then this is found in mammals. This is found in mammals, as means they are the one that possess that circulatory system. So this is found in mammals. Now for C, pulmonary and systemic circulation. So we want to focus on this pulmonary circulation. When we talk of pulmonary circulation, the first thing, we have to start from the heart, the one that is producing the blood. Then after that, we now have pulmonary. pulmonary. So this pulmonary, that's where the blood will enter after leaving the heart. So that's for pulmonary. Then let's come to this. Okay, so still looking at the different circulatory system. We have seen pulmonary, so which is majorly going to the lungs. As you can see the arrangements here, from the heart to the pulmonary, that's pulmonary artery and then vein, then to the lungs. Now the next one is systemic circulation. Systemic circulation. So we have heart and blood. Heart and blood. So it means the heart, so it will produce blood. So heart and blood. Now looking at blood vessels and hearts. What is the meaning of blood vessels? So these are the tubes that take blood out. So that take blood out. Then into the heart, that's the vein. Now this is the one that is taking blood out, we call it arteries. So we are talking about blood vessels, and blood vessels, they are just like pipe that is taking water out and taking water in. But here this one is taking blood out using arteries. Then the one that is bringing blood in is called vein. So it's called vein. Then we still have another one we call capillaries. So it's always between the artery and the vein. So that's for the capillary. Now the next thing, we also have structure of the heart. Like, what does the heart looks like? So what are the things that we can say about the heart? To start with, we have the points on vein. So the point on vein. So there is a thin, less muscular, non-elastic blood into the heart. So they are thin, they are less muscular, they are non-elastic blood into the, they are non-elastic, so they are non-elastic, and again they take blood into the heart. They carry deoxygenated blood, the blood without oxygen, except pulmonary vein. Then they are dark red, superficial location. So they have a superficial location. So they have large lumen and low, so they have a low pressure, not detectable as valves. It has valves to prevent backflow of blood due to reduced pressure. So this valve is just like a door that will be locked against any flow. So meaning valve will prevent the return of blood after being produced. Then it's also still looking at the vein. Vein also starts as tiny or small vessel, so which we call venous, and it will now end as the large vessel, which is the veins, So this is just the structure we can use. So this is the canal, so where the blood will be passing. Then this is the surface. So this is the surface. Now another point to consider here is how the blood flow in the body. Now for the blood, so the way blood flows in the body, as you can see from this diagram, it will start from the heart and go through the vessel, the artery first, then arterioles, then capillaries, then venous, then vein. So meaning that this is just the way the blood circulates or flow in the body. So as the heart pumps the blood, the arteries will take it out, and then before entering another new organ, it will enter arterioles, and inside the new organ there is a capillary. So then before going out, it first meets venom, and finally it will come back through the vein to take blood in. Even from the spelling of vein, you can say vein in, takes the blood in. Now let's say some things about the heart. The heart is a pericardium envelope. Peri, what surrounds, in form of envelope that surround the heart. So the fluid against friction. So there's a fluid against friction. So that's for the heart. A fluid against friction. Then powerful organ. So we can call the heart a powerful organ, a muscular, a cardiac muscular. So because it's very strong. So cardiac muscular, pericardium envelope, fluid against friction. It means when it is having fluid, there will be no friction. Then it pumps blood within the chest thoracic. It pumps blood within the chest thoracic, and it's found between two lungs. So two lungs. Then between lungs, so by beating, so it means the heart beats. We have like 72 times, that's per minute. So that's for the number of times the heart beats. It beats 72 times in a minute. So in man, that one is for man, but for rats, their breathing is like 200 times in 1 minute. Then for elephants, they only breathe for like 12 minutes. So 12 times per minute for elephants. So another thing about the heart is that the heart is just like 4-bedroom flat. Why? Because it has 4 chambers. So and what are the 4 chambers of the heart? We have auricle and ventricle. 2 auricles, 2 ventricles. The auricle, they are thinner wall, while ventricle, they are thicker walls. So you can use the T of the ventricle, they are thicker walls. So thicker walls. Then another point is that so another point about the heart. Okay, so we said from the 4 chambers, 2 auricles and 2 ventricles. The 2 auricles of the heart, they have thinner wall. The 2 ventricles, they have thicker walls. So then the next one, septum, we divide. So the septum divides the right half from the left half. So then we also have okay, the left ventricle, that one is thicker than the right ventricle. Then more pressure, so more pressure is also occurring there. There's more pressure. For example, force blood out of the body, so they can force blood out of the body. Then blood flow out and closing up apertures. And take note of these other things we can still see in the heart. We have what we call tricuspid valve, so which is 3 cups, having 3 cups. So it's also for pulmonary, the tricuspid valve, also for the pulmonary. Then how does or what location can we find tricuspid valve? That's where the right auricle and right ventricle are. That's where we can see it. Then we also have what we call bicuspid or mitral valve. So this is found at the left auricle and left ventricle. So from this left auricle and left ventricle, so that's where we can find bicuspid or mitral valve. Then pulmonary, once you hear pulmonary, that's right ventricle, the right ventricle, and then the pulmonary artery. Now the aortic, we have the left ventricle, which is the aorta. So then we We also have heartbeat. What is heartbeat? So heartbeat is the contraction. So heartbeat means the contraction. It means when the heart is contracting, expanding. So and also it will relax, contraction and relaxation of the four chambers of heart. What are the stages of heartbeat? We have diastole stage and we have systole change. Now from the first one, diastole, the first stage, two auricles will contract. So that will be for the diastole. At the first stage, two auricles will contract to increase the blood pressure, to cause bicuspid and tricuspid valve to fold down, as blood enters ventricles. Then any impure deoxygenated blood, so any impure deoxygenated blood, talking about the one from the right ventricle. So the diastole, how does it relate with all those ones? So as I said, from the first stage, the two auricles, they will contract, and this is to increase blood pressure, to cause bicuspid valve to fold down as blood enters ventricles. But the impure deoxygenated is at the right ventricle, pure oxygenated is always at the left ventricle, and the apertures are closed. So the apertures are closed. So the apertures are closed. Then looking at systole, which is the second one. Systole, this is the second stage. We have two ventricles that contract, two ventricles contraction. They force deoxygenated blood into pulmonary artery. So into pulmonary artery. So and oxygenated blood. So oxygenated blood into aorta. So into aorta. So then body blood fills auricle again. So fills the auricle again. Now there are different arteries we have in our body system. We have the carotid, that's at the head region, just like carrots eating at the mouth region. So carotid. Then pulmonary. So we also have pulmonary. So pulmonary, that's from the word lungs. That means the one that is allowing blood to move to the lungs. So that's the pulmonary. Then we also have the subclavian. That's at the forelimb, the hand in front, or the jugular vein. That's the subclavian. Then we have the hepatic, so which is for liver. So the hepatic, so which is for the liver. So that's for you have seen subclavian, like I said, forelimb or jugular vein. So then hepatic, that's for liver. Now we have the gonadia. When we talk of gonadia, that's the gonads. That means the arteries that are for bringing blood to the gonads, the reproductive organs. So their thorax wall, there is what we call intercostal. Intercostal is found in their walls, so in their thorax wall. Then we also have iliac. Iliac, that's at the hind limb region. So the hind limb region. So that is that on that. Then for vein, so take notes of this about vein. Vein has a thinless muscular structure. It is non-elastic. The blood, so blood into the heart. That means they carry blood into the heart. So carry blood into the heart. So and it carries deoxygenated blood except protein. So from the deoxygenated blood, so except the pulmonary vein. So this is pulmonary vein. Then it is dark red, that's for the vein, and it has a superficial location. That means it's above. When you look at our body, so the particular one you are seeing, that means the vessel you see showing on our muscle or skin, so that's actually the vein. So meaning it is superficial, and it has a large lumen. There is a low pressure in it. It's not detectable, so it has valves to prevent backflow of blood, so due to reduced pressure. So then it starts as tiny or small vessel, so and venous and ends, so and it ends as large vessel, so it ends as large vessel. So here we have looked at the circulatory system, which has to do with the heart and the blood. So thanks for listening.